Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Margaret, or Margaret Corleone Blues. So today's video, we are going to be talking about the second time I met Al Pacino / infiltrated the New York Film Fest without tickets. So the second time meeting him was at the New York Film Festival. It was the world premiere of The Irishman. And this was the shirt I was wearing when this happened. The Irishman was in production for like a really, really long time. Everybody was like, okay, we just need to see this movie already. It was officially going to premiere at the New York Film Festival. I was like, oh, New York Film Festival. It's a film festival. Regular people can go to that, not just celebrities. So you know what? I should try to go. So my brain was not working properly, I guess, that year. So I was like, I'm going to try to go to The Irishman at premiere at the New York Film Festival. So it came time for the tickets to go on sale for the film festival, and I did like the online waiting room thing. And all the tickets sold out like that. If you can't get tickets for the particular showing you want, they do have standby lines, but there's not like a guarantee you're going to get in. If you do standby lines, it's just I decide would it be worth going and seeing if I get tickets. I didn't even know if Al Pacino was going to be there. I just want to also add that I didn't know if he was going to be there. I didn't know who was going to be there besides Martin Scorsese. Yeah, so I decided I was going to go. I was going to take the risk, and you know what? Going to New York was going to be fun anyway. And I listened to New York by Frank Sinatra the entire way there. We went down to Lincoln Center, and there was a big crowd of people behind barricades, and we were like, what the heck's going on? We realized we were right outside of the red carpet for The Irishman, and we were right outside of I think it's the Alice Tully Theater, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. That's like the main big theater where they have like all the fancy premieres with the celebrities. We were right outside of there. And this group of people, they were autographers, and they were really annoying. All they did was brag about how much they were like gonna sell people's autographs for. Hearing them like talking about like they wait outside restaurants and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, like I bet they can get bank, but still it was kind of an odd experience, and they were really rude too. After a while, this guy comes by and he's wearing a red suit. He looks like he's dressed like Robert De Niro in Casino. And I didn't know who that was, and everybody was freaking out, and it turned out it was Sebastian Maniscalco, who plays Crazy Joe Gallo. Yeah, after that, I actually watched all of his comedy routines on Netflix, and he's really funny. He's awesome, and he's great in the movie. So I'm like really happy he stood like 2 feet from me. And like things just started getting crazy. There was like a lot of press people, and there was like people going on the red carpet, but I didn't really recognize any of them. And then all of a sudden, I look, and I see Robert De Niro on the red carpet, and he walked by at some point, and he like kind of waved. Then I saw Martin Scorsese. It was like seeing Martin Scorsese in front of you. It's like seeing God himself in front of you. So I see Marty, and then my mom was like standing a few people over from me. Some guy next to her had said that he saw Harvey Keitel drive by and wave to the crowd, and I didn't see that, but then I did end up seeing Harvey Keitel going on the red carpet. I also saw Catherine Narducci. I was really disappointed because I wanted to see Bobby Cannavale because I'm a huge fan of him since Boardwalk Empire. And then all of a sudden, I see this little teeny man, little teeny itty bitty man, walk across like where we start walking towards where we were and not to the front of the theater where everybody else was. He started walking past the barricade, and it was Al. I saw him and I just burst out crying. I was like, ah! I was like hyperventilating, and I immediately screamed, I love you, Al! And then he turns around and waves in like the general direction of the crowd, I was like, oh my god, he waved to me. So Al wasn't going to the front of the theater like everybody else into the entrance. He was going to like some like secret hideaway, and we were like, what's going on? So me and a couple of the other Al Pacino fans that were there, and a couple of the autographers, we followed him. He had like this big security dude with him who was like side-eyeing us. So Al went up this escalator, and we were all yelling, we love you, Al! And so he like went off into the sunset, and then we all went up the escalator because we didn't know what was up there. There was another one of the Lincoln movie theaters there. So Al disappeared, and we were like, okay, that's the end of him. We were like, okay, at least I saw him. At least he was there. And then it turned out that where we were, it was actually the standby line for that particular showing of The Irishman. So my mom and I stood in the standby line. It was like a little like classic like outdoor box office thing. This usher came out, and he was whispering with the girl at the box office. He's like, I have great news. You guys are all getting into the movie. I was going to go see The Irishman at the world premiere. Like, what the heck? Oh my god. How lucky is that? So my mom and I ended up really luckily finding 2 seats in the front row. The movie is like 3.5 hours. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pee. There's like a little hallway between the lobby and the movie theater. And who is standing in there but Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino. I panicked and I went back to my seat and I told my mom, I was like, oh my god, they're out there. Should I go to the bathroom or should I wait? And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom anyway, because then I can like creep on them as I walk by them. By the time I'm leaving the theater again, they're actually in the wing of the theater. They're in like the side hall. They're in like the side aisle. So I went up to Al and I asked him for a picture, and dude, he looked so tired. I felt really bad. Like, they were there all, like, they actually had a press premiere of The Irishman at 9 just so they could start getting like the reviews out and do press for and like Q&As with the cast and stuff. So they were there since like 9 a.m. and at this point it was probably almost 9 p.m. and Al Pacino's not eating spring chicken anymore. None of them are, and they still had to watch another 3.5 hours of the movie and then go to the after party. So they just look so tired. And I asked Al for the picture and he took the picture. He was pretty quiet this time, but like I was fine with it because he looked so tired, and I like, you know, I didn't really like need to talk to him. I just wanted to be like, so then I said something like, oh, I can't wait to see the movie. I love you. You mean everything to me. Something cheesy like that. And then he patted my arm, like right here. He literally patted my arm. His hands were actually very soft. I almost died. And so then I like looked up at Robert De Niro really quick, and he looked grumpy, and I ran away because I love him, but I'm kind of scared of him. I went to the bathroom, and then I came back, and Martin Scorsese was talking about the movie. So then I walked back to the theater, and Al saw me. He looked at me because I was like coming. They were standing right by the door, and they looked at me. Joe Pesci looked at me. I would never shut up about the fact that Joe Pesci looked at me. He literally looked at me. He saw me. Joe Pesci knows I exist. He probably doesn't care, but Joe Pesci knows I exist, and that's more important than anything. Like, I can die happy knowing that Joe Pesci has looked at me, and I was terrified to make eye contact with him. That was more exciting than meeting Al Pacino, was that Harry from Home Alone looked at me. Tommy DeVito from Goodfellas. I love Joe Pesci. I'm so sorry. I love Joe Pesci so much. And so anyway, then I went back to my seat, and at that point Marty finished his speech, and then he invited Al, Joe, and Bob on stage. So then they're coming on stage, and I'm obviously in the front, and then Al comes on stage, and I wave to him, and he waves back, and he's like has this huge smile on his face, and that was like the best moment of my entire life. I wish I filmed that. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't film myself or film them coming on stage. I'm so mad about that. That's like my one regret of the night, is that I didn't film them coming on stage. I think I was just kind of like in shock that I didn't even think to like grab my phone. So Al Pacino waved to me, but then Marty said Robert wanted to say a few words, so then he just said, enjoy the movie, in classic Robert De Niro fashion. And then they left, and we cheered for them, and then they went off to their big, fancy premiere in the other theater, in the big, fancy, rich people, famous people, celebrity theater. So that was the end of them, and I cried, and then we watched the movie, and I love the movie. I love The Irishman, and yeah, that was it. So I didn't even know if I was going to see Al Pacino. I didn't know if I was going to see the movie. I didn't know what was going to happen. I had no idea, and it turned out so much better than I ever could imagine. And I think the thing that's so crazy is that if Al Pacino had gone into the front with everybody else instead of going to the side to the other theater, I probably would not have gone up there. I probably would not have known there was another theater up there to try to catch a showing. I wouldn't have seen them introduce the movie. I wouldn't have seen them talk. So just that whole concept that Al Pacino, instead of going into the other movie theater first with everybody else, he just went right to the side. That was like the luckiest thing ever, because I probably would have just like gone home after that. So that was just insanely lucky, and I'm so grateful that I had this experience, and I got to see the movie, be one of like probably the first few thousand people to see it, and it was just amazing, and I'm so happy everything worked out. And oh, I also got to see Strawberry Fields when I was there. I went to Central Park for the first time. Nobody probably cares, but that was really cool. And then we went to Columbus Square, and I'm so mad because that was before I like Ghostbusters, and that's where like the final scene with the Marshmallow Man takes place in Ghostbusters. And I had seen it a really long time ago, but I didn't pay attention. That's a long story. So I didn't appreciate it. And then I was looking at my pictures, and I was like, wait, that's where the Marshmallow stomps everybody in Ghostbusters. Or Stay Puffed. Sorry, I'm like out of it. So please, Ghostbusters fans, don't yell at me for not saying Stay Puffed. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to Ghostbusters fans everywhere for saying the marshmallow instead of Stay Puffed. I'm so sorry. I literally have a stuffed animal. I'm sorry, Stay Puffed, okay? I really need to stop this video, but I'm so happy I got to meet Al again. I don't know if I'll meet him again or try to go to any other events. I think it depends on what it was. I don't know if I'd try to go to another movie premiere, but if he comes back to Broadway, I will for sure definitely go to that. And you guys will hear all about it. So, yeah, he hasn't been on Broadway in a while, so I hope he does that. I hope I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I think I covered all the most important things. The most important thing, the most important takeaway is that Joe Pesci looked at me when I came back from the bathroom. And if there's anything you learned today, it should be that Joe Pesci knows I exist. So anyway, thanks for putting up with that. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed all of my crazy Al Pacino stalking stories. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your cat. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have a great day. And of course, little Jake and I say bye.